The Managed Workplace, a joint solution of syscovery and MokaFive to combine desktop virtualization with IT governance. If different people think about their expectations of how their future managed workplace should look like, there will be different answers depending on their role. If we take a look at Michael, the top-level manager of our virtual company, he focuses on IT strategy. Employees are interested in new technologies. They want to use their iPads, iPhones, and do not understand why it takes 2 days to have required software installed on their office devices. Rachel, the company's security manager, focuses on compliance and security issues. She wants to know about every security-relevant change and automate processes like employee leaves the company, remove all rights. While setting up an IT strategy, Michael thinks about some questions. Our current workplace approach is too expensive. How could we reduce hardware, staff, and license costs? Bring your own device is an actual hype. How could we take advantage of it? Who approved what, when and why? Are we able to have organizational approval steps for all our service requests? Could we automate identity management with service lifecycle management processes? If an employee leaves, his services should be cancelled automatically to reduce IT costs and to avoid security leaks. While on a business trip, wouldn't it be good to have the company data available everywhere? How could we reduce the process duration for everyday services? Michael knows about the trends. He learned that he needs service lifecycle management to gain better control over his environment, and he also wants to involve his employees to reduce service and order desk costs. He also thinks about charging his business units based on their IT assets. He wants to build up a scenario where a cost center manager questions the need for additional services and consolidates the assets in his area of responsibility. He also needs compliant processes. Every change must be transparent and has to be approved based on enterprise compliance rules. In order to close the gap between human resource management, the management of external employees, and the IT processes, Michael decides to use a tool integrating user and service lifecycle management processes. To implement his strategic decisions, he uses best practice tools like the syscovery service suite. To reduce hardware costs and to grant access for iPad users as part of his bring your own device strategy, he decides to use MokaFive, which could be easily connected to syscovery service suite using service suite standard interfaces. We will have a closer look now on how Michael uses the service suite and MokaFive to implement his strategic decisions. In our first use case, Emily wants to use her private iPad to gain access to company data. Therefore, she requests the MokaFive iPad app using the Service Suite Service Catalog. Now we will have a short look at the Service Suite web application. The Start page offers shortcuts to the most often used Service Suite menus. Emily wants to use her private iPad to gain access to company data. She switches to the Top Service tab of the Start page. She finds the MokaFive offer and clicks on Continue. Now she sees a list of all currently available MokaFive services. To read more details, she clicks on the service name MokaFive iOS Enabling. This page shows a detailed description of the offered services as well as a picture and a cost overview. She clicks on the shopping cart icon to put the service into the order basket. After sending the order basket, Emily wants to follow the status of her order. She clicks on the menu Order Items for Me to see a list of all currently processed orders. Her order position is in the status Approval Pending. To find out further details, she clicks on Details in order to find a list of persons responsible for approving her order. In this case, the approver is Rachel, Emily's superior. Rachel, Emily's superior, is notified by mail about Emily's new order. Using the link in the email or using the link on her Service Suite start page, she opens the Approval Overview page. She now analyzes the information and approves or denies the requested service order. She may also forward the approval to somebody else, for example, Emily's cost center manager. In this case, she decides to approve the request. Emily could now use her iPad to access company data. If she loses the iPad, the company access will be removed automatically. She is really happy to be enabled to use new technologies. The MokaFive app separates private data from business data, so bring your own device could be realized according to Rachel's security and compliance policy. By using the Service Suite as a single point of contact for all business service requests, the iPad app will be provided immediately after Rachel has approved Emily's request. Rachel is happy because she knows that she has a tool to set up compliant and secure business processes. Service Suite is all about the managed asset. The managed business asset is created and modified by end users or different business roles. Business processes and assets are the baseline for an accurate charging of business units or departments with IT costs. Different reports will inform cost center managers about their actual IT costs, and the asset management enables them to cancel unneeded services. So, Michael enables the cost center managers to help him reaching his goal, cutting IT costs by direct assignment to their area of responsibility. In the next chapter, we will see how Service Suite combines user lifecycle processes with IT management. If an employee leaves his company, all his access rights and software licenses have to be cancelled or removed. This may happen triggered by the HR system or manually using the Service Suite Organization Management module, which will be part of another video. Once the employee leaves the company, his MokaFive virtual image will be revoked too. Eric, an external employee in Rachel's department, will leave the company today. The termination of Eric's contract automatically initiated the cancellation of Eric's IT equipment. As the superior for her department, Rachel has the rights to see the equipment of all her employees. She takes a look to find out that all of Eric's equipment is in the cancellation process. For example, the MokaFive standard user image. Since one of her employees, Corinna, will take over Eric's tasks, Rachel orders the MokaFive image service for her. Once Eric's contract as an external employee ends, all his assets are cancelled automatically based on the integration of user and service lifecycle processes within the Service Suite. Most of our customers rely on this process integration to avoid security risks. Saving license fees is an additional benefit. Depending on an organization-based role concept, employees are allowed to perform actions for themselves or for other users. As the superior, Rachel is allowed to request the creation or revocation of MokaFive images for employees within her department. Based on the approval model, a cost center manager will have to additionally approve these requests. Meanwhile, Michael has become a great fan of MokaFive. Using MokaFive Desktop Virtualization helps him to reduce the number of required hardware. External employees could bring their own devices. Using Service Suite, MokaFive golden images could be requested. From Michael's point of view, the managed virtual asset is one of the key points in his IT strategy and helps him to reduce costs and satisfy customers. Users tend to request many services, the more the better. But who cares about cancelling unneeded software? In this showcase, Emily uses virtual software on her MokaFive notebook. Michael has decided that software usage has to be confirmed by the users every 6 months to reduce license costs. Using Service Suite recertification, Emily is notified automatically to decide whether to cancel the software or to continue the usage. On the My Inventory page, she can see that a process had been started for her software package Microsoft Visual Studio. She takes a look at the list of all her open recertifications. Double-clicking on the entry, another window opens showing details of the recertification process. She chooses Recertificate in order to continue using the software. That shows how customers' behavior could be influenced using the Service Suite recertification process. Recertification could be used to reduce license costs or to force users to migrate to newly offered services, for example with better license agreements. As a final conclusion, we have seen how compliant business processes could be implemented with a role concept for user actions, approval steps, and the management view of assets or reports. The easy-to-use lifecycle management allows user self-service and goes beyond common service catalogs. The Service Suite service lifecycle approach is based on the managed asset. From a business point of view, it represents a commercial inventory which is used for business reports or could be charged to departments within the organization structure. What makes this solution unique is the combination of two best practice tools. With MokaFive, customers could realize a secured and flexible virtualized desktop environment in a very competitive way. Using the MokaFive iOS app with the syscovery Service Suite solution, bring your own device could become more than only a hype. If you have any further questions, please do not hesitate to contact our sales team.